Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Open Mic Night live at the ZoomBarDC. We've got a great show for you tonight. We've got Jeremy Schuhmann, Joseph Stegner, and more. So sit back, relax, and Jeremy is going to kick us off. So take it away, Jeremy.
Okay, I'm going to start out with a song by Buddy and Julie Miller, and I'll be singing the Buddy part, and an electronic gadget will be doing the Julie part. They're a husband-wife duo, and they sing harmonies with each other. So anyway, this is called Forever Has Come to an End. It's one of those they call what we refer to as a plum pitiful song. When you wrote me, you said you were sorry, that you'd still want me for your friend. But now your heart no longer beats for me. I guess forever has come to an end. Now it must be like I never loved you, like your sweet kiss was never mine. I must move on and stop thinking of you, but sorrow has no sense of time. Now the sun need no longer to shine, dear, and the world need no longer to spin. For your love, it has run out of time, dear, and forever has come to an end. Now these arms that did once used to hold you are empty as your promise was. What's to become of the secrets I told you? Will tears fall like a river does? The sun need no longer to shine, dear, and the world need no longer to spin. For our love, it has run out of time, dear, and forever has come to an end. Yes, the sun need no longer to shine, dear, and the world need no longer to spin. For our love, it has run out of time, dear, and forever has come to an end.
Hey, Jeremy.
Man, I dropped out of the meeting by accident. I wanted to start sharing this. So I went to window on my phone to go to Facebook to find where Mary's sharing it, Marie-Louise is sharing it, and I realized, ooh, I left the meeting. So, yeah, that was wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely that's share-worthy stuff.
It's, yeah. When I do that with Michelle, and Michelle and I are going to be playing at the For those of you who are in the Washington, D.C. area, which means one person that's here now, right? I guess.
And Wendell.
We're going to be at the Alney Winery, which is now no longer in Alney, which that's confusing. I think it's called Ashton or whatever. It's the intersection of 108 and New Hampshire Avenue. It's close to Alney, but they moved and they're still calling themselves the Alney Winery. Anyway.
They will enjoy you.
I was gonna do something just, this is like show and tell. I'm bringing a new instrument, okay? So I can't remember if I've played this one for you guys before. This is, I'm gonna move the, because you're probably more interested in seeing what's going on down here then. So, this is an instrument that it's referred to as a Weisenborn because the guy that invented it was named Weisenborn, but it's a Hawaiian instrument, and it's called an Hawaiian acoustic lap steel guitar. So it's got it's hollow, and even up here in the neck it's also hollow. So it's not that fat from front to back, but it's got a fairly big acoustic sound. So one person who was really good at playing Hawaiian acoustic lap slide was David Lindley, who's passed away. I'm going to attempt to do a Bob Dylan song. This is tuned to a D chord, by the way, and you can actually make the main thing about it is how far the strings are off. You can't fret it at all because the strings are like a half inch off the neck. But you could turn a regular guitar kind of into one by putting a nut extender on this thing to make it off the fingerboard more, for any of you who are interested in trying to mess around with it before you invest in getting this right. Anyway, this is called Buckets of Rain. I forgot to plug it in. Sorry. Buckets of rain, buckets of tears, got all them buckets coming out of my ears. Buckets of moonbeams in my hand. You got all the love, honey, baby, I can stand. I've been mean, hard like an oak. I've seen pretty people disappear like smoke. Friends will arrive, friends will disappear. If you want me, well, honey, baby, I'll be smile at your fingertips. I like the way that you move your hips. you look at me. Everything about you bringing me misery. Little red bike, ain't no monkey, but I know what I like. Like the way you love me, strong and slow. Taking you with me, honey, baby, when I go. Life is sad, life is a bust. All you can do is do what you must. Do what you must do, and you do it well. I'll do it for you, oh honey, baby, can't you tell? Buckets of rain, buckets of tears, got all them buckets coming out of my ears. Buckets of moonbeams in my hand. You got all the love, oh honey, baby, I can stand. You got all the love, honey, baby, I can stand.
Wow.
That's my show and tell.
Wow, very
That was
impressive.
fun.
So that was a Dylan song? Did he ever play on that?
It's a Bob Dylan song. It was on Blood on the Tracks. Yeah.
And did he use that instrument or another one when he did it?
He just played it on a regular guitar, but he had a band backing him up. You know, they had kind of a Latin beat to it. It's a great song. A bunch of people have covered it. And one of the problems I have is, I listen to other people's versions of it, and then I forget how I did it. So there's so many good versions out there.
Oh.
And,
Well, you definitely have a talent for improving the versions of songs that you do covers of.
Yeah.
And you said Blood on the Track was the name of the Bob Dylan album that came from. I'm going to read tonight from one of my public domain periodicals titled Bloodlust and Blindness.
cool.
And hoping maybe I could follow that, Marie-Louise.
Yeah, you're on, Joseph.
All right, thank you. Yeah, Jeremy, it's always a treat to listen to you. And really, your guitar is like medicine to me. And this is a true story. And again, I'm reading from my public domain periodical I put out on October 11th. Karate Chop to My Face is what it's called. In a neighborhood where I heard a homicide exactly 1 week prior, where nightly I hear the squealing of sideshows and semi-automatic gunfire, I motioned for a car to slow down on a quiet neighborhood street whose speed of travel endangered motorists when cars that are parked make it hard to see. Empathy is often developmentally delayed and lacking in the quick to be mad, so my concern for children and drivers was not by the other driver had. Instead, he stopped, got out of his car, and walked to talk some shit. As I stated, there's speed limits for a reason, and neighborhoods are safer with it. He had no concern for others. His own ego was his lord. After a karate chop to my face, he motioned he would reach for his sword. Today, the sword is a gun. He was willing to let my blood run. all because his selfish wants didn't want truth from anyone. I did not flinch before or after, as I am a veteran of the fist, and the armor of my altruism found the critical parts were missed, except the two teeth which left their wound more to his hand than fat of my lip. From my steadfast adherence to love, the swing of his hand couldn't make me slip. We looked each other in the eyes, and I let him know what's up. There is where the seed was planted to take the bitter from his cup. The eyes are the windows to the soul, and love is the lamp that connects, even when the blinders are wrecked, so delusions are not wrecked. A man was willing to end my life for requesting that he slow down, as if such awful character is better for a town. There is so much to unpack from this, yet this is where we are. Hatreds are so instilled, it only takes a spark to go that far. I feel like the victor of the conflict, though I never raised a hand, except for the motion to slow down by the basic speed laws demand. All you did was show your immaturity, is what I spoke before driving away, as he threatened escalating violence when his strike didn't stop what I had to say. I hear the gunshots every night and squealing tires of rage, with authority disrespected and taunts that they won't engage. The same scriptures of religion are used as both sword and shield, as ego steals the metal to express its selfish deal. There is always a name given to victims that makes it seem their abuse is okay. One can spot the slave trader type by the things no shame lets them say. People who see others as things to be controlled by a selfish desire, worthy of fitting in categories by which goodwill toward them expires, cannot hear the kind soul as it interferes with greed. Keeping a false narrative is evil's essential need. Idolatry is everywhere, evident when people speak, when love for assumptions is strong, while want to understand is weak. So people settle for their erections and worship them as true, as artists of every type attempt reflecting the open heart view. One that's not solidified in the lazy way to see, which accepts things at face value when it hides atrocity. The blinders of hypocrisy are difficult to remove. When one resigns respect, truth becomes futile to prove. My dear family I love, friends who are the am of I am, we have tasted the best of humanity, but we are in an awful jam. Homicidal envy is a bloodlust some can sense when it exists within whose present, when mouth and mind put up no fence. Some excuse it because they share it somewhere in their soul, so resistance is only gestural to a deep internal goal. I am humble enough to realize the vanity of my pleas when humans will slaughter a child despite mothers begging on their knees. Well, I'm going to end that one because I kind of like that one. That's the actual conclusion of the poem. I am humble enough to realize the vanity of my pleas when humans will slaughter a child despite a mother begging on her knees. So that's the poem I wrote after having 4 days to digest it all. And I wrote this entire issue in 1 day. And that was one of those poems. I would like to come back and do 2 more after you hear from Scott, perhaps.
I'm so sorry that happened. I'm so sorry that happened to you.
Thank you, Jeremy. Yeah, it's where we are, and someone pointed out, well, you could have just got out and started shooting. And that'd been really fun. It really would have been fucked. But excuse my language. I'm sorry. It's a family show.
I had a friend that a musical compadre who when he was approaching 60 years old got mugged, and they knocked a bunch of his teeth out, and it was like the beginning of the end for him, because he was working as a waiter and he needed to look decent, and he couldn't, and he had most of his front teeth knocked out, and then he didn't have the money to get the dental work done, and he was working on trying to get it done, and other things happened. But it's preying on the
elderly, and stuff like that. It's something that, goes on a lot. It's terrible. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big deal. I recently lost the two lower ones, and it's not so bad because my teeth were a little crowded down there as it is. And he hit the top one, which probably shortened his life, and it probably will come out in a couple of years because of it. But I still got a couple of years out of it, I'm sure. And yeah, it is a big deal because confidence is important in whatever you do. And unfortunately, when people see missing teeth, they come to conclusions and assumptions that make it hard to get through, make it hard to overcome. So yeah, I'm sorry to hear that for that guy, for your friend. Sad. So yeah, I do have two more. So do you want me to do one more now or after someone else? Because I know that was kind of long.
Why don't we have Scott go and then do some more after Scott?
Sounds good. Hey, Scott.
Or we'll go to Scott and then Jeremy and then Joseph.
Yeah. Yes.
Hi, Scott. Welcome back.
It's been a real long time since I've been here, far too long. I've had a lot of stuff going on. You may or may not notice the background is different. My girlfriend and I moved in together. I got laid off from my previous job and have a new job. I've been in a car accident. There's all sorts of other things that are happening. The car accident was very minor. The car took more damage than I did, but that was a problem. But there's all sorts of things that have been happening. That's just the high level ones. But I'm really glad to be back and sharing music with everyone. I think I'm going to start with the cover because I was trying to figure out what originals to go with, and I don't even know because I'm feeling rusty and all of my originals feel just difficult right now. So let me pull up these lyrics. I'm coming to y'all from my phone, so I hope the sound is okay. I think I have the original sound turned on, but let me know if you can hear the piano. Can you hear it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's find these guys.
I do have an original request when you ever feel like playing it again, but it's October, so I think you need to play Ghost Dance Canyon sometime this month.
I can do that one after this.
Yay!
I have a new foot tambourine in the mail because the previous one got lost in the move. But right now I'm going to do a cover that's seen a big resurgence lately because there's a country cover of it out right now. And I feel like a lot of people who are listening to the country cover don't know that it is originally by Tracy Chapman.
got a fast car. Is it fast enough so we can fly away? We gotta make a decision. Leave tonight or live and die this way. So I remember we were driving in your car. Speed so fast, felt like I was drunk. City lights laid out before us, and my arm felt nice wrapped around your shoulder. And I had a feeling like I belonged. I had a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone. Girl, I know things will get better. You'll find work and I'll get promoted. We'll move out of the shelter, buy a bigger house and live in the suburbs. So I remember we were driving in your car. Speed so fast, felt like I was drunk. City lights laid out before us, and your arm felt nice wrapped around my shoulder. And I had a feeling that I belonged. I had a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone. All our beers, you stay out drinking late at the bar. See more of your friends singing Duval kids. I always hoped for better. Thought maybe together you and me would find it. Got no plans, I ain't going nowhere. So take your fast car and keep on driving. So I remember we were driving in your car. Speed so fast, felt like I was drunk. City lights laid out before us, and your arm felt nice wrapped around my shoulder. And I had a feeling that I belonged. I had a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone.
Nice job.
That was beautiful.
Thank you. All right, let me grab Ghost Dance Canyon. That one I should be able to get going. Let's find these lyrics. It's really, really nice to be back and doing music. I had my my flooster today, my double vaccine, so I'm feeling exhausted. And I almost didn't come, but I decided I really wanted to come because I've had all these different things stopping me from coming, and I just wanted to show up and play music again.
Thank you.
Yay!
Thank you.
Here is this one, and this guy's. There we go. There we go. Out beneath the sand and sagebrush, beneath the starry summer sky, where the breezes blow across the worn-out roads, where the wild coyotes cry, when the living world is sleeping, when the moon is falling strong, all the ghosts dance down in the canyon, and they wail their spirit song. Oh, they sing, I ain't worried about losing it all. I never had much anyway, so I don't worry where my next step falls. I just keep dancing on my way. Know I'll get to heaven someday. On a calm and cloudless evening, in the balmy heat of June, I was wandering drunk by the canyon when I heard their summer tune. So I stopped to look upon them, unsure if this was all a dream. Once said we just begun, won't you join our fun? And the ghost gave me a tambourine, and we sang, I ain't worried about losing it all. I never had much anyway, so I don't worry where my next step falls. I just keep dancing on my way. I know I'll get to heaven someday. Well, I woke up to the sunrise, swearing I'd never drink again. All those ghostly songs they sang all night long, what a strange dream that had been. But as the sun climbed ever higher, and I struggled just to stand, I felt the tambourine that was grasped between the fingers of my hand, and I thought, I ain't worried about losing it all. I ever had much anyway, so I don't worry where my next step falls. I just keep dancing on my way. Oh, I ain't worried
Did you write that one, Scott? That's a great song. That's
Thank you.
really nice, really good. Is that recent, or did you do that? Has that been around for a while?
I think it's a little over a year old.
Okay, so it's kind of like, was it inspired by the pandemic somewhat, or?
No, it was inspired by there's this little tiny creek in Illinois, I think,
Uh-huh.
named Dance Canyon that I came across somehow randomly on the internet, and I said, what a great name for a song, and with it.
Okay.
But like the actual Ghost Dance Canyon is, no offense to the actual Ghost Dance Canyon, relatively unimpressive. I'm sure it's a lovely little creek to go walking on, but it is not this giant canyon full of ghosts having a dance.
Well, anyway, you made a great song out of it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, love that song. Thank you. Okay, Jeremy, you want to go next?
Okay. Let's see. Okay, here's one that pretty much wrote itself. There's nothing. This is a lightweight, fun song. It started out just as a chord progression, and then I thought of a title, and then it just became. It's one of those songs that if it's a list song, if you have a title that has a certain subject, then you can just start kind of listing the things that the title is talking about. So this is called All the Ways I Choose to Lose the Blues. Scotch and soda, dry vermouth, Monk and Mingus and the abstract truth. All the ways I choose to lose the blues. A foggy day, a fine romance, watching Fred and Ginger dance. All the ways I choose to lose the blues. When I get low, there's some things I know will always brighten up my day. Isn't it grand that such a simple plan can always snap me out of it? You gotta love it. Walk the dog around the park, count the fireflies after dark. All the ways I choose to lose the blues. When I get down, there's some things I've found that always seem to do the trick. When I'm in a twist, I just consult my list and pick something at random to lend me a hand. Some fresh ground coffee, raisin toast, a baked potato with a rare rib roast. All the ways I choose to lose the. Some like Bach, but I'll take Sousa. All the ways I choose to lose the blues. Oh yeah.
That was fun.
Hey, Jeremy. I love that song.
Yeah. Me
That
too.
was awesome. Thank you.
It was fun.
It was inspired by old stuff. It sounds like it's got,
No, it sounds like a standard.
sounds like Ain't Misbehaving a little bit.
It sounds like a jazz standard. It's really nice.
Thank you.
Good point. Yeah.
Yeah, a classic. Solid gold.
Yeah. Classics are good.
Thanks. Joseph, you want to go next?
I do. This one is called Bloodlust and Blindness. It is the recurring theme of artists to bring to light the hidden soul. This poet is no different, with prevention of homicide my goal. Before mass education to teach the written word, storytellers and artists portrayed the history they heard, or witnessed with their own eyes what words alone could not express, of imagery of horrors they'd rather wish to not address. But, like leukocytes in the blood, who do for what we are made, contact with our nemesis is a role we cannot trade. So we wrestle with those demons which show their face when they find the willing to give them place. Francisco Goya's The Disasters of War, a collection of etchings from his day, is among the most palatable examples of war's disgusting, inhumane ways. Among the artists of illumination who radiate through time are the individuals on whom religion set cornerstones as prime. From their insight, the flow of their love, and expressions that stuck to the heart, the revelations most haunting have become iconic art. It begins with pain and confusion, then searching for relief, to create what has not been with the open sail of belief. With such, the captains thrust and push across the sea, using the rudder of knowledge to reach their port of destiny. It seems that I digress, for it is bloodlust that spawned this rhyme. And war now with burning wick approaches the powder keg of doom, as drunken men with cigars pontificate aromas in a room. Legislators of our own country are comfortable with talk of civil war, having played with it for years as if it's what goodwill is for. The rhetoric and the falsehood, the purposeful twist of what's true, so the mutated message succeeds in making evil the things people do. Antebellum poets weep long before there's blood, but like objects dropped to the ground, on the ears those tears just thud. Prophets are among the artists who give their all for their craft, to lift humanity to higher place, even when the audience laughed. Which brings us to the concept of idols, those statues that represent God, those human-made false depictions of whom upon every body is shod. The primary religions of society here in the United States warn of idols, which might seem odd, while today they are a foundation for hates. The warnings were that of wrath, that an angry God would respond, while the underlying root was the falsehood they built their faith on. The warning was of cause and effect, like what precedes the next. If that which is not true is used, the structure will be wrecked. Today it is clear in the language that idols remain today, not in the stone of statues, but the thoughts we accept as okay. Calling people what they are not makes killers feel excused. It is always the lie, what is not true, by which a victim is abused. The label is the umbrella under which falsehood reigns, to make the guilty feel okay that humanity their stewardship drains. Bloodlust and blindness, the two go hand in hand, like rage and deafness conspire to fail to understand. One depends on the other to succeed within its goal. Be the devil's useful idiot to sell hypocrisy, the soul. Bloodlust and blindness go hand in hand, like beauty is in the eye of the beholder, which means the warmth of inspiration is not in the hand that wants to make colder. Under the umbrella of falsehood, the projected image of what's not true, the equivalent of idolatry enables hell's spirit to come through, as that which is impervious to being tempted to do wrong is weakened and subdued by deception that is strong. Do not doubt the strength of love or the presence of its need. The end game of its absence makes easy the want to make bleed. Wash that filthy mouth out, even grab a bar of soap when the trick to tease of civil war speaks such vile with a hope. Oh, these are such volatile times, though it's easier to pretend they are not, as our muscles get too relaxed to recognize the pot we're in getting hot. We hear the warnings every night, how some just truly don't care, and will let the sound of screaming as they waste rubber fill the air, willing to make neighborhoods hostage and helpless to the squeals, as the selfish and egocentric don't care how a worried soul feels, as they tempt getting shot to death because they refuse to give life due respect. The excitement they get from rebellion will make the best of the best become wrecked. That's the thing about war. It is a product of hate, and the devil, by any name we're taught, will feed that hungry state. Even though we have been taught that truth can set us free, it is imperative for inhumanity to let false narratives be. What is the solution? It is simply due respect, belief in another's ability that truth they can detect. Even if they are in darkness and never walked the path before, love is an active energy with livingness in store. Its presence is in everyone, even if it's not retrieved, like any plug to an outlet, connected to when believed. Without contact of the conductors, the power cannot flow. Likewise, the power of love, those who don't feel it won't ever know. All the things that it can do, like electricity through our wires, that moves our great machines or sparks our stovetop pilot fires, simply doesn't exist where the effort was never made to evolve a current circumstance to involve the gift of every trade. Bloodlust and blindness are inseparable, as darkness is the devil's tool to make the deceived swell up in their pride, to think harming others is cool. And I am here to try to stop it. So that was my second piece. And I know that was long, but I told a lot of people I was going to do 3 pieces. And the next one is half that length. And it's called Lord, I Need Your Help with all these stupid words. May I proceed?
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Have I taken too much time already?
How long is
Okay.
it?
It's half of that one. It's 4 pages. So about a minute a page, maybe.
Okay, go ahead.
Lord, I need your help as I sit here feeling tossed, like a baby chick in a storm whose chirp in the thunder is lost. All these stupid words that no one will ever read. However, I imagine the good in the rhyme my prayers daily bleed. Is it only vain stupidity to plant so many seeds? What good are instructions to treasure if the map holder cannot read? As I sit here talking to myself, rather writing as if it is heard, I keep searching for the holy grail of perfect combinations of words. Such a trite, pathetic art form to encode life into rhyme, when the effort it takes to understand, few will ever take the time. I keep trading the family oxen for these purported magic beans, these poems I give my life to write and give away with a one-track theme. How violence is preventable with the presence of respect, except where souls are sold to just obey, not introspect. Like the character in A Beautiful Mind found his genius just go mad as he stuffed his thoughts in a box where no one cared what each envelope had. I am a typical dreaming idiot lost in a narcissism of sorts to believe the day will come when relevant will be my reports. Who am I but a loser, a failure by many a measure, stuck in eccentric fantasy that lyrical truth is a treasure? I am just a lonely flower, shedding petals in the wind, singing life is beautiful through the lines that I pray in, supplicating for humanity to see where it might fail when it boards a ship with captains who conceal where they will sail. One of my mentors died on a cross, stabbed in the side with a spear. He spoke with more wisdom with me than he spoke with more wisdom than me, yet even he couldn't bend will by the ear. It's been a long time since depression found me slick-footed on its slopes as I look down from its ledge, still clinging to my hope. I am nothing but a manic poet in desperation for human life, having been a paramedic through traumas of the night. Like that which is magnificent, taking decades of craft to build, can be consumed within a day when the damned are damnation willed. The devil casts bait with reasoning, like candy on a poisonous pill, which makes the deceived expect joy from what was designed for their ill. My deceased mother tried to help me accept that there is nothing that can be done to spare mankind from calamity that inevitably will come. Perhaps I just wasted 2 decades believing in rhyme that can echo through time, when even the English language has no guarantee it will much longer shine. In the rhythm of civilizations, genius and synergy swells until disdain for duty turns life into a living hell. Sigh, the Aged Stranger, written on October 11th, 2023. Thank you for letting me slip that in.
Yay, Joseph!
Yay.
Wow. Powerful
That's good.
stuff.
That's good.
I know that was long, so thank you.
That was good
Oh,
stuff.
you're welcome. That was fabulous. That was
Thank
great.
you.
Thank you. Okay, so tonight's closer is going to be Scott.
Ah.
And so take it away, Scott.
All right, so I'm going to do something I often do on this open mic and try playing a song I've never played before. And because I like making things harder, I'm going to do it in a completely different style than the original song. I feel like the lyrics of this song are always topical, but especially when there's wars and disputes happening, this song is topical. It's from the 80s. It's by a band called Tears for Fears. It's called Everybody Wants to Rule the World. Welcome to your life. There's no turning back. Even what we see, we will find you acting on your best behavior. Turn your back on Mother Nature. Everybody wants to rule the world. It's my own design. It's my own remorse. Help me to decide. Help me make the most of freedom and of pleasure. Nothing ever lasts forever. through the world.
Right.
Very nice. Thank you.
Yay, Scott.
Really.
Thank you. Great song.
Mm-hmm. And you did it lovely.
Thank you so much.
Well,
I've only
thanks everybody for another great open mic night live at ZoomBarDC. And see you next week. Thanks, Jeremy. Thanks, Scott.
Thanks, Marie-Louise.
really good to be back.
See you all.
Thanks,
Nice to have
Scott.
you back.
Thanks, Joseph.
Nice to see everyone.
Yep.
Marsha.
See you.
Thanks, Wendell.
Singing and bringing your
Wendell.
music to the world. Love y'all. See you next
Love
week.
you guys. Bye.
Take good care. Yeah. Marie-Louise, I will see you.
See you later.
I have
Bye.
another meeting. Another Zoom thing. That's